A guy who is not playing, just to shift over to another story in the National Football League that's going on right now. Matthew Stafford and your wife gave birth to two lovely baby girls just under 2 years ago, Frank. Matthew Stafford is dealing with a aggravated disc in his back. He received an epidural, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't an epidural what women receive when they give birth?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
So that would be concerning for me if I was a fan of the Rams.
That would
My
be
quarterback,
concerning.
who's like 36, 37, is having an epidural fired into his back so he could, I don't know, possibly play sometime soon.
Listen, man, I've had a lot of injuries. I played hockey for 10 years professionally. Saw guys get hurt, back stuff, hip stuff. I never heard or saw of a guy get an epidural in sports.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that before.
That's like a major painkiller, right? That's what would be.
Oh, yeah. And I think the size of the needle is something like
it's a big boy.
You don't want to be seeing come at you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. But
Stafford.
guys, not that they were doing it regularly in the regular season, but come playoff time or certain special occasions, like you'll get shot up with some kind of painkiller.
Toradol, right? Toradol's called.
Yeah. But yeah, epidural's a different level, man. And that's we're in August and you're doing that. That doesn't scream
that would be
sustainability.
concerning.
And they still say they
concerning.
think he could be ready for week 1, even though he's receiving an epidural at the beginning of August.
There was whispers that he was mulling retirement at the end of last year, and obviously decided he wanted to continue to play. And this is, I guess, an attempt to get out there and play. It's a way for him to kind of deal with the pain that he's suffering. The problem with Stafford is he's had a lot of injuries throughout his career. He's someone who he played through a lot. Don't get me wrong, played through a lot, but his body's taken a big toll. And I'd be concerned if I'm a Rams fan and this guy's getting shot up in preseason, week 1 training camp.
Not even the preseason.
Yeah, he hasn't faced any contact since last January. And he's already being shot up with some pain. That would be very concerning to me if I were a Rams fan.
And I like the Rams this year.
A lot of people
Kyron
do.
Williams, Devontae Adams. That's a legit team with a really good young defense. And they were the team that pushed the Eagles to the brink in that snow game in the NFC playoffs last year. They were the team by far that was closest to beating the Philadelphia Eagles. If a couple things went their way, who knows? Maybe it was the Rams winning the Super Bowl last year with Matthew Stafford. So the fact that he's dealing with an injury like that so early is a major
That's
concern.
tough. He's climbing, that's not an uphill battle. If you're getting an epidural at this point, you're climbing a mountain the rest of the year. I don't see how he plays every single week. At some point, that's a bit of a ticking time bomb, but he'll have to manage that. And all these guys are managing injuries, right? Everyone's got something going on. No one's truly 100% healthy, but at least you want to get into the first quarter of the regular season before you start dealing with things like that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that would be a very good call because the Rams, they need Matthew Stafford healthy because do you know who their backup is?
No.
Any idea? Al's brother is a very good-looking man who once took the Niners to a Super Bowl.
Jimmy
Jimmy Garoppolo, who's going great, too. And he looks distinguished with the gray hair. He is going salt and pepper,
I'm sure Jimmy G could still pull whatever he's trying to pull down.
If you had enough around Jimmy G, could you not get that team to the playoffs?
I think Sean McVay.
If Stafford goes down early with that team, I think he can get to the playoffs, especially in the division that he's in, where the 49ers are going to struggle. Seahawks are fine, right? What are the Seahawks?
They're probably
they'll be like a 500-ish team, if that. They're going under they got a new coach in there from last year. They're going under a bit of a different situation there, and Gino's gone now, so we'll see what ends up happening over there. But I think that's a team that certainly should be considered the favorites in their division with Stafford, and then we'll just be competing, I guess, if Stafford goes down. But they definitely just hope and pray that he can stay together.